We need to record an intro for the podcast. Okay. Sorry?
It's not how you start a podcast.
Why don't you hold on, give me 1 second. Oh, no. No. The podcast is not starting until I get this.
Okay. There we go.
Welcome to Substation Radio, yo! Let me drop that on the ground.
But it goes on the table. It takes pride of place.
Welcome to the Substation Radio, high voltage podcast hosted by yours truly. My name's Maddie, also known as XCVI.
And I'm Alex, otherwise known as Electricity.
Hell yeah. So, fun story about the podcast today. We had a bit of a fuck up yesterday.
My microphone just stopped working.
Are you swearing? Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, we swore on the first episode. It's part of the canon.
High voltage swears. Get used to it.
Yep. We already label our videos as not for children, so we're not going to get served up to kids.
Yeah, but that's because of the nudity, not because of the swear words.
Oh, right, yeah. That comes later.
Yeah, stick around to the end. Don't skip. Doesn't show up. Podcast yesterday. We had a bit of a malfunction. We recorded was like an hour and...
Oh, yeah, an hour and 15 minutes of podcast.
Yeah, and then we went to edit it down and realised that Alex's mic turned itself off.
Well, we realised it partway through and we just didn't know how long it was going to be.
Yeah. No, that's the thing. I was like, I think 30 minutes into the podcast, we realised that your mic was off.
Yeah, and it had stopped probably like 15 minutes in.
Yeah. And so we trashed it. We're doing it again.
Yep.
Yeah.
We wrote down the topics we talked about and we're going to take a fresh take at them.
Yeah, so if it sounds like this is rehearsed...
It might be a little bit.
We may have already had this conversation before. You'll never know.
Yeah.
You wanna start us off with a top hack?
Top hack,
hack? Yeah.
Well, actually, it's not a topic we talked about yesterday, but I would kind of like to...
A new topic.
Yeah.
Exciting.
Yeah, the thing is, doing podcasts over 2 days, we can improve it.
I know, crazy.
This is going to be better content for you guys.
Almost like practicing makes you better.
Yeah, I need to practice DJing more. Like, last Friday really made me be like, okay, cool. When I get new music, I'm stuck.
Yeah, dude. No, like, I mean, like, I should probably get new music in the first place. But, like, my last, 3 sets that I've done have been horrible.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so we need to work on that. But that's why we want to get other artists in, so then I don't have to DJ anymore.
Yeah. Every week is a lot to DJ.
Yeah, it's too much. I'd rather spend a month working on a set and then come in and smash it out the park.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to have to practice so much since we're playing Halloween.
Yeah, we're doing it. So we're doing
You're doing 10, aren't you?
I'm doing 10.
And I'm doing 1.
You're doing 1.
Yeah, he's like, do you want 10 or 1? And then I didn't get back to him. I was like, well, Maddie said he wanted 10, so you can have 1. I'm like, okay, that's the one I was going to go for anyway. I like later.
Oh, yeah, last time I did a 1, look, I want to be, it's Halloween, right?
Yeah.
I want to get drunk, and I'm probably going to...
There's sync for a reason. If you're DJing a house party, that's when you use sync.
Yeah, but I don't want to say it on podcast because it is incriminating. So,
What, to use sync?
No, yeah, well, yes. I don't need Twitter to know about that.
Right. Yeah, Twitter will come after us for that.
Yeah, no. So we got the Halloween. Has that been? Have we talked about that publicly? Not really.
Not really, and I think we should keep it under wraps for a little bit because development is a little behind and I'm not sure how it's going to go.
Okay, well, potentially we're doing something at some point, or potentially not. Mm-hmm. And then the day after that, we're doing a house party.
Yep.
Yeah. Which would be sick.
Yep.
I'm actually quite excited for that.
Yeah, I'm excited to play in front of real people again.
Yeah, I'm just going to do a club set.
Yeah. I'm so excited to be playing in front of people that aren't my bed. Well, my bed is not a person. Let's specify that.
Yeah, this is very true.
But yeah.
Well, was that the topic, or did we?
No, that was a complete diversion.
Okay. Anyway, where we were.
Remember we talked about DJ bingo streams,
Yes.
like doing challenge sets as incorporated into the podcast. I thought we should talk about that a little bit.
Okay. So the idea was that we were doing Sundays as our challenge set streams, but we've decided that we want weekends off.
Yep.
So Sundays aren't going to be challenge streams.
Part of yesterday's podcast is we're like, nah, fuck it. We're working throughout the week now.
Yeah, bugger that. What we're doing, or what the idea was, is that we were going to incorporate the challenge streams into the podcasts. So instead of doing like a hour, 2 hour
hour to 2 hours
stream on Sundays, we're just going to incorporate the sets into the podcast.
Yeah, it'll be a segment of the podcast.
What? Yeah, won't be
These
today.
podcasts might get lengthy.
Yeah, exactly. Like what? Like
Just put a podcast on the background, it's your little radio show.
exactly. Yeah, it's substation radio.
Yeah, Substation Radio.
Substation radio.
And now we cut that in with like laser effects.
Toilet flush.
Every time with the toilet flush.
Yeah, that's like every time I think of anybody on radio, I just toilet flush is where I go. You know,
Right.
You know, it's the noise. Toilet flush. EA Sports. It's in the game.
Anyway.
Sorry. Yes. Challenge streams.
Oh, I just peeked out the mic hard. Let's just bring that down a little bit.
Should be fine.
Yeah, we've got 2 channels for this anyway.
Yeah. We'll just turn it down.
Yeah.
Yeah. So challenge stream sets on podcasts at some point in the future.
Yeah.
Still working on it, as well as guests. We're
Yeah.
also working on that.
It's another way for us to shirk our responsibilities off to someone else.
Yeah. Exactly. Well, it's like people want to be a part of this, so
Yeah.
they can do some stuff too.
Yeah.
Why not? Fuck it.
No, it's great. We're building a small community empire.
Empire.
No, yeah. I was like, do we go full imperialistic on this?
Sorry.
And now we're copyright strike. Come on, all of our other videos are copyright strike because we play music. This is our one source of possible
There's
monetization.
no way in hell that was anywhere near. Actually, you know what? I'm a musician and I'm quite talented, so that was probably a 1-for-1 rendition of the Imperial March. Oh my god.
Okay, so yeah, we want to get some guests on. We want to have challenge sets. Have what was the idea of DJ set bingo? Because I wrote this on my phone, but I can't quite remember what we're talking about.
So like my thought process, because like I watch a lot of YouTube, like gaming YouTubers, right? Because I'm a child.
Why do you think we're both going at this as our career choice?
Because we're millennials.
And we refuse to grow up.
Exactly. And we're late to the podcast game and streaming game by about 10 years.
But also, like, I feel like it's had a renaissance this year.
Oh yeah, it's because
Everyone's stuck at home.
nobody's allowed to leave the house.
Yeah. Capitalize
yeah.
on that.
Exactly, capitalism. No, bingo. So, right,
Yeah.
my thought process is we design cards, right?
Okay.
Everybody gets the same. Oh, no. Maybe. We'll
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll design like a bunch of different cards, right?
I think we should have a range of them.
Yeah. And it has to be, otherwise everyone will get bingo at the same time.
That's how bingo works.
Big brain. Right, and it's like, it'll be like a, I don't know, 5x5 grid of like, and each square is going to have, like bingo, right?
Yeah. You know how bingo works?
Yeah.
Think of that.
And we'll have like, every time somebody does a backspin, then you like put a mark on that one, or anytime somebody double drops, or
Right.
I don't know, just something to be like
So-
more interactive with
Would the audience at home play along?
the audience. Yes. Well, that I mean, like ideally, they don't have to, obviously, but you don't have to. But if you wanted to, you can absolutely. I encourage it. In fact,
Yeah, like we will encourage it, obviously.
Yeah.
So would we play along while we're here? Is like a way to like sort of.
I mean, like I might. Yeah, but like if we get bingo, I'll probably just like leave it for the viewers,
Yeah.
because like we could have like prizes.
I'm thinking something along the lines of an app.
You want to design an app?
We could make a very basic app, like a web app even.
Yes. That could work. And then
Because all
it
we
would
need
like notify us live.
yeah, someone's got bingo. Their name could come up on screen. We could figure out some of that coding.
But then it would be like a minute and a half late.
No, only 20 seconds.
Yeah, wait, are we doing the podcast live?
That's the point, yeah. I forget the podcasts aren't live stream. We're just recording this to the computer.
Yeah.
Damn. We could start doing podcasts live.
We could. I mean, that was the idea
That was
behind bingo.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So if we're going to do bingo, we have to do podcast live,
Yeah, but for now, we're going to do them recorded because just
editing and all that.
getting into the flow of it and like
Yeah.
knowing what we can and can't say and what we shouldn't say, as well as just kind of getting into the flow of talking
Yeah.
continuously without too much dead air, because that's
Yeah.
pretty integral part of a podcast.
Yeah. You
is-
don't want to just be sitting there in silence.
Yeah, because I can't just jump up and do something visually funny because nobody's going to laugh at it. First of all, because it's not funny. Second of all, because no one can see it.
Yeah. Well, people can see it because we're recording this podcast on video, but we do encourage you to just leave this when the video playing in the background.
Yeah. So I just want to mention that my hairstyle today, for those of you who are watching, is partly inspired by number 1, fuckboys.
Yeah.
Number 2, Wellington Wind.
Mm-hmm.
And number 3, Newt Scamander from Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, when you walked up, you look like a bit of an anime character.
Yeah. It's because I had my jacket on.
Like your blue jacket, blue shorts, and then like the hair, the way it was. I'm like, man, he's an anime character today.
Glasses, flare.
Yeah.
Whatever the fuck it is.
Sweet. So that is a possible idea that we can go into,
I agree.
doing DJ streams that incorporated into the podcasts
Yeah.
with some audience interaction. I was thinking further on that I was watching a video today that's about audience engagement and how like a Discord is very integral to growing an audience around you. So I think we should get onto a high voltage Discord.
I agree. I should also just start using Discord.
Oh, it can get overwhelming very quickly if you're like in a few groups, because my notifications frequently are like up in the 50s, and I just go through and just like look at them.
That's like, because like, I was at risk of sounding like a boomer. I was a TeamSpeak fanatic,
Yeah.
and that's all I'd ever use. And when Discord came along, it was like around the time that Fortnite became like kind of big. And
Right.
It was like,
I feel like Discord came around a decent amount of time before Fortnite.
yeah, but like the expansion of it is just sort of like, I don't know. I was like, everybody who uses it is like 12, and I don't like children because I'm an asshole
I
teenager.
remember when it came out. I was still in high school when it came out, so I was just like, we switched from Skype to Discord.
Use Skype?
We used Skype.
What's
yes.
wrong with you? How much bandwidth they uses?
I never thought of that as a problem. We just like used Skype because we used Razer comms for a bit.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
that's interesting. Fair enough. You like a little bit of cool kids with their fucking.
We didn't have Razer gear. We just downloaded Razer comms.
Like, oh, PewDiePie uses it.
We're pretty much just like, oh, a new way for us to talk, and we're just like, we'll try that.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I mean, like, in all fairness, we paid for a TeamSpeak server, so like that's
Yeah.
mainly where
Money.
we used it. Yeah, I was
We're broke ass teenagers that had like 3 games we played together.
yeah. When was this? Like, it was like Discord came out like 2007. No, 2015.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
So yeah, I remember it. I remember starting playing like Rust and stuff with my friends on it.
Oh, I miss Rust.
Yeah, Rust is so good.
I forgot about that. Like all the
Survival games.
survival games.
I've been watching a whole lot of DayZ videos recently, like the long form story ones, where like they make a story out of their gameplay.
Yeah.
And this like it just makes me really. I want to just dive back into DayZ, but I need like a few people to play with. You need to get a PC ASAP.
I know. I needed money, so that's. You guys want to
Yeah.
subscribe to our Patreon?
Yeah.
Coming soon.
Coming soon. Patreon coming soon.
Yeah. Showing such content as the the aforementioned nudes.
For all your audio listeners, I just lightly face palmed.
It's gonna be an OnlyFans. And I'm just gonna name it Patreon. High voltage Patreon. I wish I knew what the OnlyFans like URL
Right.
codes were. Like Linktree's like linktr.
Surely it's just like onlyfans.com /
I'd assume so.
Yeah.
Hey,
Hey, people who use OnlyFans.
yeah, if you've got an OnlyFans, good for you. First of all,
Yeah.
you know,
Make
you
that money.
Do whatever you got to fucking do. I have contemplated it once or twice, but it's like, you know what? I've got nothing really to show for.
As a guy, I'm just like, OnlyFans seems like a very difficult field to get into.
Yeah, I don't have a nice enough butt, and that's like the only thing that I could think of. And like, okay, you know, you want to look at my shit mustache?
Anyway,
As
before we just like, we went from we need money straight to selling nudes.
As we were talking about that, I did just go through to double check. Discord was released May 13th, 2015. I thought it was much earlier than that. When I said that, I was like, that doesn't sound right. I felt like it was released much earlier, but no, only 5 years ago. How about that? That's crazy.
Discord. Yeah. Okay. So high voltage Discord server coming soon
Yeah. That'd
for
be
sure.
sick.
Like I think that's like a needs to happen thing.
Yeah. Discord, yes.
Yeah. Anyway, before we go any further into the selling ourselves for money, let's go on to the topics we talked about yesterday.
Yeah. All right.
How long did we talk about just nothing?
Well, I mean, we talked about something the entire time.
But like, I thought it would be perfect for podcasts because we can just talk about nothing for so long.
That's how we started doing this.
We just realized that our conversations were podcast worthy-ish. I was about to be like, okay,
Not to toot our own horn, but,
Yeah.
you know, I'm pretty fucking interesting.
but yeah, I had a realization this morning. It was like podcasting is me openly being like, listen to what I say. It is worth listening to.
I swear. Just give me a chance. I'm interesting. What I was about to say was the way we we recorded a podcast like months ago.
Oh yeah,
But I came over to work on a track, I think.
yeah.
And I was like, I'm just gonna chuck the microphone on just to record some shit, and then we'll take a piece of whatever the fuck I say and use it as a pre-draw vocal.
Yeah.
But then we ended up recording for 30, 45 minutes.
Yeah, but you remember what we recorded on?
Yeah, your fucking Logitech gaming headset.
Yeah, we just had it sitting on the desk.
It
Like,
was-
hang on, I'll bring out the original, the OG podcast mic.
All right, Alex is gonna get up. For those audio listeners, he's now standing up. He's got the microphone. He's now sitting at the desk.
So it was set on the table like this.
It's a what is this? It's a Logitech.
G5. It's wireless as well, so it's not like the most high quality.
It's a Logitech fucking headset as well. What's the name of this thing?
That's it.
Oh, the hell's going on? Thought they had them running on the side.
G533.
G533. There you go.
It's right there.
Well, I'm blind. These glasses are for show.
Fucking knew it.
They're blue light blocking. I like them, and they make me look. I don't really know.
Yeah.
It's just part of my aesthetic now.
You've just fallen into it. You're like, okay.
Yeah. Well, I bought them and I was like, I'm never gonna wear these, and then I started wearing them, and then I started smoking a lot of weed, and then I got really anxious about wearing them, and then I put them back on again. I was like, no, I actually fucking love them.
Cool.
Yeah. So now I wear them all the time, and everyone's like, I didn't know you had to wear glasses. I'm like, I don't. You know,
That's why it always confuses me when I see you without them because I'm like, don't you need glasses?
it's the play. It's the sympathy play. When I turn up without them, I'm like, guys, I've lost my glasses. I can't do anything today. Oh no,
Fucking hell.
it's fine. You just chill out. Got him. It's not true.
Anyway, so let's go into the topics about that we talked about yesterday.
Yeah, I remember the first topic we talked
Yeah.
about. It was my hate towards. No, it wasn't a hate. I got very angry.
Well, we start off with the vote because
yeah.
that's our agenda right now because it is election time.
By the way, go vote. Go and vote. Go out right now.
Your
go
last
and
day to
vote.
vote is Saturday.
Yeah, this Saturday, the 17th.
Yes.
Absolutely 17th. I know, because it's the day after my girlfriend's birthday. Her birthday's on Friday and it's the 16th. I know. Good boyfriend.
Crap, I don't have a guest for this Friday. I need to do that.
Yeah, I was going to mention Cersei today and see if
Cool.
you wanted to come over.
Sweet, because you're going away. I'm going to be here by myself.
Yeah.
I feel a sneeze coming on. Nope, it's going away. This is so
Bless you,
unsatisfying.
bless you. Look into the light. No, you're just blind.
Yeah, now I'm just blind. Okay, that may come back. But, okay, voting. Go vote. We don't care who you vote for.
Yes,
But
yes.
have your say in democracy.
Exactly. That's pretty much what I said yesterday.
Yeah. Are we just gonna we're just gonna abridge our topics from yesterday? No, let's
go vote.
let's go on to
Memes go burr.
memes go burr. Oh, our brains are just going burr constantly.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's have some ideas. Brain go burr.
Bring a burr. There you go. I'm gonna make a high voltage Facebook page. And
High voltage meme page.
high voltage meme page, and it's just gonna be blank goes burr. You
Yeah.
can't just blank goes burr memes,
Cool.
right?
Let's make it happen.
That's the format
Yeah. No, that's what the Discord's gonna be full of. The Discord's gonna there's gonna be a Discord chat of memes.
for 10 years at least, and then we'll move on to a new meme. I
Oh
guess.
god.
Because I don't want to give up on the past. Nostalgic.
Honestly, the bird meme, like, it's still not funny to me.
Yeah, I thought it would have, like, what? Oh, shit.
Yeah, I thought it would have died off, like, in enjoyment by now. Like,
Yeah.
after 2 weeks of us constantly saying bird memes to each other, I thought I'd start to hate them. But I still love them.
Because, look, here's the thing. I've not been a big memer for the last little while. 'Cause
Yeah.
I've been hanging out with the normies, to say the most polite way,
To say the least.
to say the least.
Most polite way, I think, is the better way to go about that.
The most polite way. You know, I was a gamer boy. You know, I played Counter Strike. I think I had like almost 3,000 hours locked into Counter Strike.
Yeah, I've never put that much time into any game.
Yeah, I'm almost at 1,000 hours into Rocket League. So like, I was in it. You know, I was hella into it. And then I started working in hospital, and I made friends that socialized and went out. And I was like, what the fuck is this? And my computer broke, and then I couldn't stay at home, so I had to go out and hang out with people.
Yeah. And now I've drawn you back.
Yeah, and look at this memes,
I've taken you, come back to the dark side.
video games. Whoa. Anyway,
So you want to talk about that YouTuber.
yeah,
Do you want to introduce that one like you did yesterday?
I can't remember how I talked about it yesterday, but I just remember
Yeah, just go into it again though.
this guy. Right. So there's a lot of YouTubers. There's a lot of people on the internet. Actually,
There's a lot of the internet and they're very mean.
I just want that quote taken out of context. There are a lot of people on the internet. Full stop. Moving on. I was actually listening to a Mr. Bill podcast the other day, right? And
I'm proud of you.
thank you. And it was Kill the Noise
Oh yeah.
on it, and he was talking about
Oh, I've listened to that one. I can't remember what it was talking. Yeah.
yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like, this isn't like context to the actual topic that we're going to talk about, but he was talking about how I don't know. It's the whole like the generationalism, right? So like, Kill the Noise and like Skrillex and you know all these like the earlier days of dubstep producers, Zomboy,
Zomboy, 12 Planet.
yeah, all that fucking shit.
Yeah.
Zed's did. They were all like pioneers of sound design in the dubstep world, right? And they all had to actually go and make their sounds and figure out how to make all the wonks.
Yeah, like they were like opening up Massive and being like, how do we fuck with this?
Yeah. And Kill the Noise, I don't know what the guy's name is. Do you know his name?
Kill the Noise, Jake.
Jake. What a fucking blend. No offense, Jake. if you're out there, I love you. I Do Cook is a great song.
Such a good song.
Yeah, and he was talking about how I don't know his like hatred towards the fact that like people can just like go on the internet and listen to like a YouTube tutorial on how to replicate a sound from like a famous song of sorts, like I don't know, like the Womp from Bangarang or anything from.
See, I feel that a little bit too because I've been working on dubstep since like 2012, which is when all that shit was happening. So I've been in it for so long. I get that. I feel that same little bit of resentment, but I
like-
also understand the other side. And
Yeah.
like I started off on YouTube tutorials.
From like in any sense of the way that you're going to learn anything, the only way you're going to know how to make something is by making something that already exists and then like reverse.
Yeah, like any
art.
art school, they're gonna make you mimic other artists.
Yeah, like when I was doing design, there were as far as like typography and illustration. I was about to say the guy's name, but I actually forgot it. But like, I know with illustration, we studied Greg Broadmoor, who is a concept artist, and he actually worked on the concept art and all the aliens, guns, and spacecrafts for District 9.
Cool.
Yeah, he works for Weta Workshops. He's actually he went to school with at my school. Yeah, I know, right? 2 degrees of separation.
Nice.
What up, Greg Broadmoor? And he was also my brother's friend. Anyway, yeah. So like, I was like, why are you getting mad that? You know, I get it. Like these kids are in their bedrooms and they're already like replicating a sound, and then they're teaching everybody else how to replicate a sound further. That's not. It's not like a one-to-one replication because
Yeah, you can never be like,
yeah, you're never going to get exactly the way that they processed it because you don't know how the fuck they processed it unless they actually went through and
yeah,
did a
unless,
tutorial on
yeah.
how they did it.
or in Skrillex's case, they made his music video, him going through his Ableton projects, and everyone went, cool, dissect that motherfucker.
Yeah, and like I thought, if anything, I think it's like it's great. Like I've learned the most I could have from sound design just from these like fucking kids in their bedrooms teaching me how to replicate the fucking Womp from Bumpy Teeth by Subtronics and Zed's dead.
Yeah.
Is that who it is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Subtronics and did. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, why are you getting so fucking angry at these guys for like this? And like, I get it. Like, they all worked really hard to get to where they are, and now anybody with their fucking anybody with an iPad Touch can make good dubstep,
Yeah.
and I get it, kind of frustrating. And that leads me on to my second topic, which was, well, not second topic, but the second half of that. Unless you had something to say about that.
I was just like, it's like that is the natural progression of technology. Like, to begin with, people couldn't make music that easily. Like, electronic music used to be this extremely difficult thing to get into. You had to have all these synths, you had to have all like the entire room of equipment to make electronic music. Now you can do it all on your laptop, and soon you'll be able to do it all on your phone.
Yeah, and not even just like electronic music.
And then there'll be a watch.
It's already fucking getting
It's
there.
like womp.
Yeah. By the way, haven't moved in too long. It's telling me to do torso twists.
Oh, yeah. My watch is out of charge, sitting on the mantelpiece in the kitchen.
You ding dong. You should put it on charge.
I really should. Yeah, that might be what I do this afternoon. Anyway.
Yeah, and then, right, I kind of lost a bit of respect for Kill the Noise at that point, just because I was like, I get it, mate, you're upset about it, but also, like, in order for this industry to grow, it needs to keep evolving and moving, and the only way we're going to do that is if we're going to have people continuously working and, you know, showing people how to do things that nobody else could do before.
Yeah.
Right? And then from that point, these new producers that watch these tutorials, they're going to go through, dissect it, and they're already 5 steps ahead of anyone else from before them. And then they're going to step 5 steps forward. Mm-hmm. And it's just going to keep evolving and keep evolving and keep evolving.
Yeah.
And then this scene's going to keep growing and everybody's going to benefit from it.
Yeah.
So I think don't get so pissed off at them, or don't get upset or angry because they are doing this, because I think it's a good idea.
That nicely segues into another topic we were talking about, where we're talking about space in the industry.
Yes. And you were talking about the fact that you didn't think that there was much space, or
like,
you were agreeing with somebody.
From just like my time doing music in like both Dunedin and Wellington, is I think there's space, but people aren't willing to see there's space.
Yeah.
And therefore you have to approach it like there's no space, which is kind of problematic.
Everyone's in sort of like the
dog eat dog sort of mentality.
Yeah, and it's like, you know, everything's about you, and in order for you to succeed, you have to shit on everybody else. Mm-hmm. But, and then in saying that, there was this big movement of like support local artists.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it was only even like a couple of months ago. I don't know if it was worldwide.
Basement is all about support local artists. That's like that's their tagline.
Yeah, but it's so hard to like convince them to actually support anybody, right? In order to actually, like, I get it. Like, there are a lot of artists and there are a lot of bedroom producers, and they're all good in their own rights. I'm not shitting on any of them, but in order to like actually get noticed, you have to make a scene. Like, you have to go out of your way to just like prove that you're worth this, that you can like do something in order for somebody to even just like blink an eye at you.
And that's what we're doing with High Voltage.
Yeah.
We're making a scene.
Yeah. Fuck you. Fuck everybody. We're the best.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? If you're a bedroom producer and or DJ, bedroom producer and DJ,
of like almost any genre.
Any genre. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Send it through to us. We'll have a listen.
Yeah.
If you want critiques, we can give critiques. If you don't, we'll just listen to it and we'll just
go onto the Discord we're going to make.
Yeah.
Send it through.
Send Discord.
It may get played on this podcast if we make that a segment.
Hell yeah. Submitted beats.
Yeah.
And that, funnily enough, segues into what I was originally talking about with...
Oh, look at us go.
Fucking bam, bam, bam. This YouTuber that I was telling you I got angry about. Mm-hmm. He has a segment on his videos. Not segment, sorry. He has a video series on YouTube where he gets his subscribers, and this guy's got like maybe not millions, but like hundreds of thousands of subscribers. I know this video in particular that I was watching had 700,000 views, which is an incredible amount of views.
Yeah. Right.
I know it's like pretty casual these days to have that much.
But yeah, like on a like production video, that's pretty high.
Yeah, exactly. And the guy, he's got So it's the video concept is send me in your Fruity Loops beats files. I mean any DAW files. And he'll go through and fix it, whatever fixing means, right?
Yeah. The most subjective term you could say.
Yeah, and I was like, all right, mate, this guy thinks he's the fucking bee's knees out here. And I remember watching this one video, and he played a track, and it was just like some hip hop trap beat. It wasn't terrible in any right. It wasn't great also, but like I didn't think there was anything that was necessarily disgusting about it. And the guy, he hit play on it, and it like started to play through, and then the like clap came through, I think, or like he like played the first 15 seconds of it, and then like the visual disgust on his face was like made me angry. Like number one, I was like, there's nothing that I can hear in this. Maybe it's because I don't have as well of a trained ear as he does, but there was nothing in that mix that made me go, oh my god, I can't believe you've done this. And then,
also like the whole idea of a trained ear.
Yeah, like what? It's fucking, dude, it's art. It's like, I get it. It's like the most fucking.
And like, there's subjective things, and sure, like, there's things that like outright will just always sound bad.
Yeah.
But like, you didn't hear that. Why? How did he hear that?
Yeah, and I remember there was a track that I made a couple of years ago. I sent it to you and a few of my mates, and all of them said that they didn't really like the snare. And then I remember listening through to it back then. I was like, no, I actually quite like it. And then I was like, oh, maybe now that I've been producing for long enough, I'll go back and listen to it and not like the snare. But going back to it, I still like the snare. So like, I don't think I was wrong in any sense to use that snare in that context that I was being used in. It was just some people didn't like it, and I get it. Like when you're making art, you want people to like it. So like, you sort of have to sell out to the ideas of
your peers.
Yeah, your peers, or just yeah, you're pretty much
the greater zeitgeist of music production.
Yeah, like the mainstream sort of route of making something that everybody will like, instead of just making something that you like that you just want to show everybody. And I respected that, and I disagreed. They still released the song.
We're getting less of that though now, with like hyperpop and stuff, and like think of people like Sophie, just like making those like out there sounds that are still enjoyable, but like would never be approached in a traditional manner.
This is true, but I would say that they're making more of a, like artists like Sophie, they're making more of a impact on mainstream. But I would still not say that everybody, like the most mainstream market, would like that song.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like
I know that there are plenty of people that I know that if I show them that song, they'll be like, this is utter trash. And we're like, go fuck yourself. I remember there was one time, I don't know how much this has to do with anything, but I was listening to, I don't know if I've ever shown you Bowen. My Time by Bowen.
I don't think you have.
It's like this crazy hyper jazz electronic indie dance. It's like anime, I don't know, like Japanese shit. It's a crazy song, but I really like it. And I remember I was listening to it once, and my mate was around, and she was like, she like walked away for a second, and then I like put the song on, and it played through, and all I heard was, "What the fuck is this?" And I was like, "It's Bowen. Like it's a really good song. You should listen to it." And she's like, "No, this sucks," and like screamed it from the other room. And I was like, I was genuinely hurt.
I've had that as well.
Yeah,
like, I know the exact feeling of like playing something and like, that sucks. I'm like, how can you think that?
Yeah, and I'm like, what? I'm like, why does it suck though? I'm like, well, what about this do you not like?
Yeah.
But as people who don't understand music to the degree that most musicians do, they can't describe why they don't like it. They just don't like it, which is fair.
Yeah,
I understand that. But yeah, I got triggered, and I was like, you can't say that. I don't go around saying that shit you do I hate. I just say that I'm not a big fan, and that I would prefer that it wasn't being played. But you can't just tell me that it sucks and I hate it and you should turn it off, because that's just rude. Number one, to me, and my likes, and as a respect from you, me being your friend, I find that very disrespectful. Number two, it's disrespectful towards the artist, because he spent a lot of time working on this, and it doesn't suck. You just don't like it.
Yeah,
and I think that's a very important thing. Yeah. So fuck anybody who shits on musicians because they don't think a snare fits in the right place. Because I don't care. Make whatever what Subtronic said in his fucking last set. He said, make what you love, fuck the haters. Yeah.
And I think that covers that topic pretty well. And it does launch us quite well also off into the discussion of, has every sound that can be made been made?
Oh.
The segues are going on and on.
Man, we can better at this.
Episode 2, let's go.
Here's the thing though, right? So I'm gonna have to admit something, that I was actually wrong in my analogy that I used.
Right.
So basically, the way that this topic came around was that I was talking to, I'm just going to say a friend of mine, and they said that every single noise that could ever be created has already been created and made, and I respectfully disagreed. First off, and I was actually quite aggressive and defensive because I was like, "You don't know, you're not a musician." But then I realized that I don't know. I remember I mentioned this to you, but 52 factorial,
Yeah.
which is an equation that is crazy. Like I tried to describe it yesterday.
Yeah, and my eyes just glazed over.
Your eyes glazed over. I didn't even really know what I was talking about, so I did some research, yo.
This is what comes when we fuck up a podcast. We can come back and research it. This is why this episode's actually probably the best. Maybe we should just do 2 podcasts per week and only release the second one.
Fuck up the first one, we come back the next day and redo it. Yeah, so the idea was that she was saying that every noise that could ever be made has already been made, and it's proven. And I was like, I don't think that's true, because if you think of music on a scale,
What were her sources?
she had no sources. She was,
If you're going to say something like proven, you need sources.
yeah, well, she said Google it, and I said, hold on, don't tell me to Google it.
No. You're coming with your argument. You bring your facts, I'll bring mine.
Yeah, I'm gonna need a reference check that, please. I want an MLA. Yeah, and I was like, okay, well, let's think on a scale of frequency, right? The frequency range of just human hearing, which is 20 hertz to 20,000 hertz. Some may hear slightly above, some might hear slightly below. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Right. But that's the average. Right. So that's 20 to 20,000. So that's 19,980
Yeah.
points in a linear scale of frequency notes, right?
And all those half tones as well and everything.
And all those half tones. And the reason that I was going to talk about, I compared it to 52 factorial, and 52 factorial is, it is the amount of times that you can uniquely shuffle a deck of cards.
Yeah.
Right. And the way that, and this is the point where I realized that I might have been wrong, but also might not have been. I didn't actually think too hard into it. But I realized there was a loophole in my system. So 52 factorial works in the way that if you've got a deck of cards, right, the top card could be any of the 52 cards in the deck, right? You can flip it over, it can be one of any of the 52. And then the second card in that deck can only be one of every 51 cards in the deck, not including the one that you'd already pulled out.
Right.
Right, because that one's already predetermined. You've only got 51 cards left in the deck, so you've only got 1 in 51 chance of that card being whatever it's going to be. Right, and then so on. You've got 50. Then once you get to the third one, it's got 1 in 50 chances of being any of the other cards remaining. So on, so on, so on. And I was trying to relate that to points on a frequency spectrum, right?
Yeah.
Between 20 and 20,000. But
Doesn't quite. There's like
yeah,
there's probability versus
yeah, the combat, like you don't. At that point, you'd just be saying how many like if you're just playing the notes starting from 20,000 all the way up to 20 hertz all the way up to 20,000.
Yeah.
And which order that you're going to be playing them, right?
yeah.
It wouldn't reflect how many different sounds there are, because that's a combination.
Yeah.
And that's what I was trying to get at, is that the amount of different combinations you can have of notes, which is still a fucking high number. And even then, it doesn't even touch on the fact of like tonality and body of music and sound.
Yeah. And timbre and
Yeah, exactly. But I still want to talk about 52 factorial, because I don't know how well known 52 factorial is, but this number...
should I just sit back for a moment?
Yes, please do.
Okay.
Right. Okay, so like I said, it's the amount of times that you can uniquely shuffle a deck of cards. So it'll be the first number, you've got 52 chances of pulling any of the 152 cards out, right?
Yeah.
And then the next one, you've got 51 chances of picking any of the 51 cards that are remaining that aren't the one that you've just drawn out.
Yeah.
So on and so on and so on. Right. So in order to multiply this number into a single amount of, sorry, not a single amount, but a single digit that tells you how many times that you're going to have to shuffle this deck in order for it to get every single possibility every single unique possibility of oh shit.
Bring up the notes.
Bring up the notes. Oh my god. Okay. Yeah. So you have to multiply all these numbers together. 52, 51, 50, 49, 48.
Right.
All the way down to 0. Multiply all these numbers together, and that'll give you the how many unique ways 52 cards can be arranged. Right?
Yeah.
And this number is 8.0658 times 10 to the power of 67. That number may not make much sense.
When you get to the times 10 to the power of something,
Yeah.
it's getting to the points of there are so many zeros in this number that we're just not going to bother.
Yep. So, as reference, because you'll be, that's, who fuck knows what that is. The universe, the amount of time the universe has been, if breaking down into seconds, right?
Yeah.
The universe has only been
Only.
a thing for 1 times 10 to the power of 18 seconds.
And it was 1 times 10 to the... What was it?
And so,
1 times 10 to the power of 18?
yep, which is 13.7 billion years.
Okay.
And 52 factorial is 8.0658 times 10 to the power of 67.
Far out.
That's still hard to imagine what the scale of 52 factorial is.
Yeah.
So,
Because it just eclipses the amount of time that the universe has been in existence in seconds.
yep. So even if, right, we broke 52 factorial down into seconds, right, which is 8.0658 seconds times 10 to the power of 67. If we broke that down into seconds, in order for that amount of time to pass, imagine you pick a point on the equator, right?
Yep.
And you're standing there and you take 1 step every billion years.
Cool.
Okay? So you take 1 step every billion years, you wait another billion years, you take another step, wait another billion years, take another step.
Yeah.
You keep repeating this process until you've made an entire loop around the entire world.
Yeah.
At that one point, you then take a single drop of water from the Pacific Ocean. And a specific measurement, 0.05 millimeters, that's 5/100ths of a milliliter. So you take 5/100ths of a milliliter out of the Pacific Ocean and you put it aside into a bucket that's impossibly big.
Yeah. So after one circumnavigation, you take that drop of water out.
Yep. And you
Okay.
put it aside. And then you start again. So you wait another billion years, take a step, another billion years, take a step, and you repeat all the way until you make it around. Once you make it around again, you take another drop out of the ocean, put it in a bucket.
Yeah.
And you keep repeating this for billions and billions and billions of years, and you
Yeah.
keep going around taking out drops of water until the Pacific Ocean is empty, right? At that point, you take a single sheet of paper and you put it on the ground. And then you fill the Pacific Ocean back up, right? Mm-hmm. And then you start the process again. And then you take another step every billion years. Once you make it all the way around the world, take another drop. You keep repeating this, and you keep repeating this. And then once the Pacific Ocean is finished, empty, you put another sheet of paper down. Now you've got 2 sheets of paper. And you repeat this process over and over and over and over and over and over and over until that stack of paper reaches the sun.
Oh my god. I was like, where's this going?
At that point, how many seconds do you think are remaining on our timer?
I honestly cannot even comprehend because I thought you'd be like, after 4 sheets of paper.
No. Once it reaches the sun, a stack of paper from the Earth to the sun, the amount of seconds left on that clock would still be 8.035 times 10 to the power of 67. You would not have even made a mark.
Oh my god.
Right? Repeat it 1,000 more times, get rid of that stack of paper, and you start it all again, and you do that 1,000 more times, reaching all the way to the sun, you would only have done a third of 52 factorial.
Fuck.
It's
So how many times are we repeating that step to get a third? Sorry?
So you repeat the entire process of getting your stack of paper to the sun, right? So take a step every billion years.
Yep.
Once you make it all the way around the world,
Do the paper to the sun.
No,
What?
you take a drop of water out of the ocean.
Yeah.
You keep.
Oh,
and then
yeah,
you walk
yeah.
around the world again, take another drop of water, walk around the world again, take another drop of water until the Pacific Ocean is empty. When the Pacific Ocean is empty, you lay one sheet of paper down on a pile. Fuck. And you repeat that over and over and over until the stack of paper reaches the sun. And if you repeat that process 1,000 times, you will have done a third. You've made a third. Oh my god. Of 52 factorial.
So once you've emptied the Pacific Ocean, 1,000 times.
Yep.
You've made it.
No, not empty the Pacific Ocean.
No, made it to the sun.
Oh, yeah.
Made it to the sun 1,000 times.
Yes.
From emptying the ocean, however many times you have to do that.
Yeah.
So it's just a stupidly incomprehensibly large number, is what you're trying to get at.
Yes. And that's how many unique ways you can shuffle 52
yeah.
cards.
So thinking about 19,000, what was it? 980,
80.
yeah.
Yeah. Points in a frequency spectrum.
And then you can also combine those
Yeah.
almost infinitely.
Yep.
Yeah, sound's never going to get old. And then also you think about that, like each like little like that can be broken down into seconds again, because like each of those frequency like shapes effectively can be in samples of like however many seconds.
Yes. And that's only the frequency range that we can hear. That's not including the 20 decibels below our
20 hertz.
20 hertz below the human hearing range, and the 20,000 above. And that's like the registered. That's like what, to 40,000, 0 to 40,000 is basically like the scale.
Right.
Because from there on it gets like infinitesimally smaller.
Yeah, very, very small wavelengths.
Yeah. So it's a fucking incredible amount of, and like, oh my Jesus Christ. It just
Yeah, I'm my brain's not going to figure that out.
so yeah.
The whole idea of like, is every sound that's been made able to be made, reminds me of a video I saw by Adam Needley. The specifics of the video I actually can't remember, so I might like try and bring it up next week when I've watched the video again.
Right.
But it's essentially talking about has every melody that's been made able to be made.
I think again that I would refer back to,
I think they reached the same conclusion pretty much. Yeah.
yeah, because I mean, like, if you're restricting yourself to only the like Western scale, which is 12 tones,
Yeah.
right? Which is A through G, and then the accidentals of those. So that's 7 notes plus the 5 sharps,
Yeah.
or flats, depending which way you're going, right? So then you've got 12 factorial, because it's the different ways that you can structure them.
Yeah.
And the amount of, and that's only if you're doing 12 tones, 12 notes in a pattern, right?
Yeah.
So if you do 24, and then you can just do like an infinitesimal amount of ways that you can actually structure a melody. So I think once again you're going to end up with a number bigger than 52 factorial.
Yeah.
So
They did, I think from vague memory, I think they did talk about like the difference between a melody and an enjoyable melody.
Yes, because like you can start reaching the points of like
Microtones and just being like,
yeah, like
like
extra tone, fucking like 2,000 fucking BPM, and like I guess
it's a melody, but
is a melody. It doesn't sound good, but it's a melody. But then that's just me saying I don't like as a noise and thinking that that's music. But
this makes me want to turn Ableton up to 999 BPM, which is the highest I think it can go, and then just like make some melodies that like sort of like go around scales, and it would just probably just sound like a smooth tone moving around.
yeah, it does. Have you ever like listened to like extra tone music or?
I think I might have delved in a couple of times, but not like that much.
I know-
Not enough to like talk about.
I know I listened to a bit of it when I was in, I think I was in like Australia. I was in Melbourne, like 2010, I think, and it was like the expansion of hardstyle music,
Right.
like like the Melbourne fucking hardstyle shuffling,
Right.
and they're like all the different shuffling crews on YouTube.
Sorry, just remember Melbourne Bounce, and a little part of me died again.
Yeah, and I remember we got really into fast music because I don't know, it was just interesting and different. It wasn't pop. I've never really liked pop in the first place. and yeah, like listening to like 2000 BPM music, it's just like, and it's just that like.
have you heard
2
any
minutes straight.
Lil Texas?
Lil Texas?
Yeah,
No, what the fuck is Lil Texas?
he's a DJ who makes. I don't know what the genre is, but he makes like stuff that sounds a bit like what you're describing.
Oh yeah, I might have to give him a little goog. Give him a little goog. I'm just gonna do a little dance here. I'll try and find my vape.
You trying to find your phone?
No, my vape.
Oh.
I knew my phone was on the ground.
Yeah. You know you dropped it earlier.
Yeah. So yeah, 52 factorial, massive number. If you want to understand it, learn a little bit more about it. There's a Vsauce video called Math Magic. That's pretty much what I said was one-to-one what he said. I just wrote it down and repeated it. So I just want to, in case anybody tries to shit on me for copying,
Yeah.
stealing someone else's content. I understand I did that.
Yeah, Vsauce is an infallible source.
Yeah, exactly. And also he's got a lot of other interesting facts.
Yeah.
Like Math Magic.
Oh, the amount of Vsauce 1, 2, and 3 I've watched.
Yeah, that guy is.
Guys.
Those channels in general are just fucking incredible. Have you watched much of the Minefield?
No, I haven't.
Yo, Vsauce Michael, right? Vsauce
Yep.
One. He has a YouTube,
Oh, yeah, the
YouTube Red series?
YouTube originals.
YouTube original series called Minefield.
YouTube realized the mistake they'd made quite quickly, I think, when everyone's like, ha ha ha, red.
Yeah. And that he convinced YouTube to make it all free to watch.
I'll have to.
Like at the start of this year, so it's still free to available to watch now. It's like 3 seasons of like high quality. They're kind of like they take like psychology and like different sort of. They do one. I don't know if you might know the experiment. Well, it's not really. It's a thought experiment of if you were sitting. It's called the trolley experiment. Yeah, and, like 5 people. You got 1 person. Train comes. Mm-hmm. You have the option to pull the lever. If you pull the lever, it'll make the trolley turn onto the rail with only 1 person on it.
Yeah.
As opposed to letting it kill 5 people, and then it's like it's a psychological study on whether
Just
or not.
like, would you knowingly save 5 people, but knowingly kill that one?
Yeah, or
Would you
not let yourself change it and know that you let those 5 people die,
Yeah.
but you didn't actively kill anybody.
Mm-hmm.
It's So basically, they do like I think that's might be the first episode or second episode, but they put that into practice.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting. Have you seen? Damn, I can't remember what it's called now. It's Netflix show. Good Place.
Yes, with Kirsten Bell.
Yeah.
Kirsten Bell. Kristen Bell.
I'm terrible with actors' names, so I'm not the source to go to.
Her. Yes. What about it?
Oh, there's an episode where they do the trolley problem.
Do they?
Yeah.
I think I watched that series like maybe like 3 years ago.
It's there's more seasons since 3 years ago.
Yeah, I know.
There's
I just remember somebody saying that they didn't like it, and then for some reason I stopped watching it.
I watched it through twice.
Yeah, I know it's good. Like I've watched it through quite a lot. Like I remember watching it through and going, "Wow, this is actually really good." It's like it's the entire first season is just like a completely different series to the rest of it, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I might have to go back and rewatch it and like figure it all out again because
It is. Thinking about it, I'm like, I may watch it again.
yeah, like I know spoilers. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert. Spoilers are coming in.
Skip 2.
Spoilers coming in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I know that they get to like heaven of sorts. They're on like a kind of cottage house with like but I don't think it is actually heaven. I can't remember because there's so many like
Cottage house.
well, maybe not like a cottage house, but
Do
like
they go to it by train?
no, but I do remember a train. They it's supposed to be heaven, and all like outside the door is heaven, but they're at the door.
Oh, yeah.
Inside this house, and it's like a whole episode in there. And I remember they got to there. I don't remember how far to the end that is. If they were like,
I think it's like, from memory, second to last season.
okay, yeah. So they've released like 1 season since I've watched. Right. Okay. So I do have stuff to catch up on.
Oh, and the stuff they get into the last season is very. I don't want to spoil any of it because the way it ends is very interesting.
Okay. Oh, so it does end.
Yeah,
Okay. You know what? I'm fine now. Like now that I know that it does finish.
yeah, it's got a conclusion.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I will go back and watch it. And saying that, spoilers are now done.
Yeah,
We'll move on from
you can unplug your ears.
yeah, earmuffs. Yeah. So I don't know how we got onto that.
We're talking about philosophy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because
Vsauce.
Vsauce.
Yeah.
Yeah. So go watch
and-
Minefield. It's free to
yeah.
watch on YouTube. 3 seasons, like I think maybe 12 episodes per season. They're like 20 to 30 minutes long each. They're really good. Definitely worth a watch. They have a lot of
Yeah.
cool thought experiments into. They put a lot of thought experiments into practice.
Cool.
Yeah, quite fun.
So, going on from our can all sounds that be made goes on quite nicely into our stance on custom-made presets.
Right. Yes.
And like how we're talking about that episode of, the video I sent you yesterday about the vocal chain,
Right. Yeah. As far as like,
making your own presets and stuff like that.
yeah. The video we're talking about is was it Andrew?
Andrew Huang goes to see Reese Stefan and Kara's studio setup
Yeah.
and go through their vocal chain.
Yeah. Very, very. I love that. I'm like, hey. So it's my plan tonight is to pretty much replicate their vocal chain. One thing that he talked about is in his effect rack is the way that he he'll put like a light distortion or saturation
Yeah.
in the chain, and then he'll put the effect, whether it's reverb, delay, or phaser, chorus, whatever. Well, like, more importantly, on like a reverb or delay, and then after that he puts an auto pan to keep the
Yeah.
movement, as far as like doesn't
Yeah.
keep the sound static, which I think is a fucking great idea.
Yeah, when he said that, I was like, oh.
I was like, wow, you're like actually it's when you're like producing electronic music, you have to think of like how to keep like your sounds not static and keep it interesting as
Yeah.
far as listening. But like something that simple is like it's unnoticeable, really.
Yeah,
Like,
it's just like, it'll be subconscious. It'll be like, you'll know that something else is going on.
yeah. I've noticed that there's so much like small parts of music that is completely unnoticeable. I remember I was watching an Andrew Huang video about this, maybe like a couple of weeks ago. But he was breaking down one of his tracks, or the way he processed vocals, right? And he like played the song, and then he talked about it and like all the small things that he did. And there was like parts where he like threw in like a massive delay just for like a short amount of time, and then cut it back. And then
Yeah.
there was times where there was just like this one synth that would stab twice, and that was it throughout the entire song. And there was like so many like small different things, and he's like, like all of this stuff seems pretty insignificant and unnecessary.
Yeah.
But when you listen to the track, you don't know it's there. Where you like subconscious realizes it, but you just hear it as like part of the sound, part of the track in general.
Yeah, like you don't hear it's there, but you know it's there.
Yeah. And then like since I watched that, I've kind of been actively listening to tracks to see like if there's anything like that throughout it, that like just small little throws of delay or like
Yeah.
little stabs of something. And I was listening to Tiny Meat Gang.
Oh yeah,
Cody Ko and Noel. What the fuck's his last name? Noel.
I don't know.
Tiny Meat Gang.
One little trivia I do know is, do you know who their producer Spock?
No.
Oh well, was their producer for a wee while at least. I don't know if he still is, but he like one of like in Get scene.
Is it?
Yeah,
That makes a lot of sense actually. They're like LA kids.
yeah. They're oh my god, they actually think about they're all like the most LA kids ever.
Bro, saw dude. But yeah, I was listening to their latest release, Sophia, which is actually a fucking banger. Like, I'm a big fan of that song. They're like, I know that Tiny Meat, they're like, I'm gonna call it TMG because that's
Yeah.
how they like brand themselves. When they started TMG, it was a piss take, and it was just
Yeah.
they were doing it for a joke. They were like, anybody can be rappers, anybody can be like pop artists. So they were just
They kind
fucking
of proved their point.
yeah, and they prove their point. But like the shit that they make is so good. Like the beat behind fucking Sophia is incredible. They're like listening back to their older music. Cody Ko, his like the his tone of voice that he uses, like, or the tone of his performance,
Yeah.
changes so much. Like, he used to like use this like real intense auto tune sort of like rip off and budget brand Travis Scott type,
Oh yeah.
auto tune. But he's like found his voice now that it's like this sort of like it was like a YouTube comment described it as frictionless, and it's so like smooth and like mellow, and like it just feels like it flows the entire way. And then like Noel comes in with this like graspy fucking like early 90s rapper Snoop
True,
Dogg,
yeah.
fucking Ice Cube shit, and it's oh my god, it's such a good combination, and I love it. We need to listen to Sophia after this podcast.
Okay.
Yeah, anyway, there's a part in that song during the chorus where I heard just like a brrrah of like delay on like one thing that he says, and I was like, yo,
Rappers got so much of that. They're like those little like throws of delay on the vocals, like those like. I remember when I was like first starting out production, and I was like, "Oh, produce rap for this guy." He was like, "Oh, you need to have like a break every 4 bars." Like,
yeah,
I'm like, "Oh, you do?"
you have to keep the beat interesting, but like, because I mean, like, I remember I tried to make like a rap beat. I think it was like 2017 for these guys, and the critique that I got coming from like a SoundCloud beat producer, right? So like, my idea of making beats was just to go like ham on the fucking production,
Yeah.
and like throwouts and breaks in the beat, and then like vocal chants and just shit, just keeping it like I keep hitting my fucking mic.
You hadn't done it up until this point this episode.
No.
You did it like twice yesterday.
Did it twice yesterday. I did it like 3 times in the first podcast.
Yeah.
But yeah, and so I like made this beat and I sent it to them, and they were like, "Yo, like it's really cool, but there's so much going on that like if we would rap over this, it would just
Just
kind of
be mud.
yeah, it would just be a clash of just shit going on." And I was like, "Oh wow, that's like something I've never really just kick the fucking table. I'm just going insane, bro."
Yeah.
There's just like something that I'd like never really thought about, like as far as producing, which was like something quite interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, like realizing that like sometimes production has to be the back.
yeah, the back end of
Yeah.
the song.
That's what I sort of learned working with Crystal.
Yeah,
I was just like, oh, right, pop production. I can't just like make it so full of shit.
yeah. And I think like a more recent time that I came to that conclusion was listen to Disclosure, their latest releases. They did the birthday featuring these 2 angelic voices. I can't remember their names. To go look at the Disclosure birthday, great song. But then they released I remember listening to that and I was like, oh, it's a Disclosure, it's
Yeah.
gonna be a fucking banger. I listened to it and I was like, I mean, this is just kind of like a pop song.
Yeah.
I was like, this is like, kind of, I hesitate to say that was like kind of a disappointment when I was listening to it, thinking that it was coming from Disclosure. And then they released the VIP remix and I was like, oh, yo, yeah.
I was like, yeah.
Like, there we go, there's some Disclosure.
Yes.
Like garage house type shit, a lot faster. But yeah, no, I guess with rap music, you do need to like,
Take the back seat in production.
yeah, take the back seat as with production as far as the beat goes, but you also have to have the like little sparkles,
Yeah.
like the a little bit of salt and pepper every now and then just to keep it interesting, because it is still getting repetitive as the beat goes on.
Yeah.
Just the beat itself. The rappers are usually quite talented themselves, and they can usually drive the force itself anyway.
Yeah, you gotta like you gotta sort of like realize you gotta rely on that.
Yeah, I'm just pulling my hair out of my face because it's tickling my nose, and I keep itching my face.
I just realized I was just like while we were wrapping up the conversation, I was thinking, how do we get there? And I was like, oh, that's right, presets.
Oh yeah, presets. Yeah, so I remember
We were talking about like the small little effects you can put on things and just like little
yeah, but talking about presets in general,
yeah.
the dislike for them, and now my rekindled love for presets. I still don't use them all the time, but usually when I do use a preset, especially for Serum or anything like that, I will use it. I'll load it in and then I'll fuck with it
Yeah.
until I make it how I want it to sound.
I still haven't gotten to the point of using presets for Serum, but I use presets for other things.
Yeah, like I've got like a lot of folders downloaded of different Serum presets. I haven't installed them, but I've got them all there. And like all the presets I used are just like inbuilt presets into Serum. Like the Kids 2, the main drop of Kids Do is a preset that I've just fucked with. I just like form and filters and like change the like phaser and like the wavetable position and just like enough to a point that it sounds completely different to the actual preset itself now.
Yeah.
So much so that I can't even find the original preset because I don't I can't remember what it sounded like. But yeah, so I don't hate presets, and I always kind of had this thought towards it that people were not people, but I would diminish my own. How do I put it? Diminish my own
Impacts?
impact. Like sort of like respect for myself
Right,
as a
yeah.
musician using presets, because then I'm like, oh, I didn't actually make this, somebody else did, and now I'm just using somebody else's work. But once again, in order to succeed,
Yeah.
you do need to start from somewhere.
Stand on the shoulders of giants and all that sort of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
I still, to this day, sound design is still very much a thing I hold very close to me. So your glasses are now a hairband.
Yeah,
Cool.
that's how I use them. Oh my god, look at that. Like a fucking anyway. Doesn't matter.
So yeah, I'm still very much like sound design's very much like what I do in my music production.
Yeah,
So I always start with just like a deep initialized theorem and just make my sounds out of that.
I try and do that quite a bit, but once again, like I don't know sound design enough. Like I'm getting to a point now where I'm a lot better. But
I don't know sound design. I just understand it somewhat enough to poke at it until it works.
yeah,
I know like certain little tricks.
Yeah. I see. I haven't gotten that far into my road to becoming sound design god yet.
You need to follow my progression. Ableton Operator.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I started all my music production on. From the second track, I made from my second track ever, I was like, first track I made with presets. Mm-hmm. Second track, I was like, oh, I should make things from scratch because someone said on the internet. And I was like, okay, cool.
Well, I mean, like in my Fruit Loops days, I was using like all the inbuilt presets on the synths, and that come with Fruit Loops. Hammer. I remember that was one of them. I haven't used Fruit Loops in fucking years.
I've never used Fruit Loops.
Yeah, no, you do.
I mean,
made that clear when I.
I downloaded it one time when it came out for Mac.
Oh yeah.
And I was over at your place, and I just looked at it, and my vision just blurred over. And I was like, "What the fuck am I looking at?"
Yeah. I don't have much of a.
I'm starting to understand it more by watching Eliminate videos.
Yeah. It's not hard to understand. It's just terrible to use.
Ooh,
Not coming from somebody who was.
we'll come back to this because this is another topic on our podcast. Okay. We will come back to this.
Okay. All right. I'll hold it. Sorry, we're talking about presets.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. No. I've had like a full 180 on my thoughts towards presets, and now I'm at like a point where I love them because
I want to get there, but there's still that little bit of like internal like guilt.
yeah, but like just fuck with them. Like just
Yeah.
pull up a preset that's like don't go for something that you want. Like you're not listening through presets and going like, oh, that's the sound that I want, I'm going to use that. You're going through presets to be like,
Yeah.
that's got like a rough sort of tonality that I want, and then you're just going to use what you know to bring out the points that you really want to accentuate.
My process though is work on sound design until I make a sound that I really like. Build a beat around that.
Yeah. Which is, I think, like, that was always been my process as well.
That's my very dubstep oriented process.
It is. That still is my process as well. I don't want to, don't get me wrong here. But watching, like, a lot of sound designers, they have sound design sessions
Yeah.
where they go and
I started doing that for a bit.
how'd that work out for you?
So I made some decent songs of like so one time I had like one good sound design session where I made like a folder of presets that I could just go back to.
Yeah.
And then that came in handy like a few times.
Yeah. Like, that's the thing. Like, in order for it to become useful, you need to do it a lot. And you need to build this library of, like, this amount of, just an incredible amount of different presets and, like, one-shots. And I think if I was to do sound design, like, sound design sessions, I would only make one-shots. I wouldn't make lead synths. Because I feel like a lead synth is what is like the driving force of a song itself.
So would you take it more of like a virtual writer approach where he bounces them all out to audio
Yeah.
and then just have a sample pack?
Yeah, like pretty much a sample pack of different like one shots, just like fill the spaces, like the wow wow,
Yeah.
and then the whatever the actual driving force of the melody itself is going to be something that I make for that track itself.
For mine, I just went in through and made like sketches of like sounds. Where I was
Right.
like, this has a fundamental like cool idea in it,
Yeah,
and I can bring it back out later when I'm making a track that I can adjust it to fit that track. Essentially,
Right.
making myself a preset.
yeah. And then, but I think what stops me from doing that is that because like I think my first realization of it was the like bass house womp. You know the bass house womp.
Oh yeah,
And when I realized that that's used in every single fucking bass house song in the world ever, maybe not including one or two, I think I was like, wow, like it's not very unique, right? And there's a lot of dubstep and bass music that isn't unique just because they all use the same fundamental structures or
Yeah.
noises. And I think in a world of electronic music, electronically produced music, where like literally the sky's your limit, right? You kind of have a right to, well, not even a right. You should make something that is unique because you have these options to do it, right? And like, I'm not saying if you're like a beginner musician and you're just making the same, you're just trying to make a dubstep song. By all means, make a wow, wow, whoa, 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 whoa. Go make Skrillex music. Right?
go make cinema.
Go make cinema.
I remember the one tutorial I have, like I did see while it was like how to make the cinema bass in Massive, and it was like 1-to-1 perfect.
Really?
Yeah.
I might watch that. Like, I'm not gonna. I just like it's. And once again, we're coming back to like presets as well. It's like I think it's a good idea to like.
Oh,
watch.
and all of my music, like all my sound design knowledge, came from watching YouTube videos
Yeah.
of people who've been like, "This is how you make that sound from this song," and then I just would. All my songs for like a long time was, I hear a song I like, I want to replicate it. I find a YouTube video tutorial how to make that sound.
Yeah.
I fall a little short,
I don't make,
and I work with it.
no, I vibe with that. I vibe with that. Yeah.
We've been in for a solid hour already. Hang on a second.
Have we?
We're already at an hour and 12 minutes.
Oh shit! All right.
And we've got like 4 more topics.
Well, did we want to cut this and then maybe record another one for next week?
I like the idea of batching our podcast episodes,
Yeah.
but I kind of want to get onto these topics.
Oh, you,
Like,
you just want to keep going?
I can't. It's a hard one, you know.
I mean, we can make a 2-hour-long podcast. I don't give a shit, and I'm pretty sure nobody else gives a shit. Like,
Yeah, they'll just keep listening, won't you? You'll keep listening, you suckers.
yeah, I know you will.
You suckers. No, I take it all back. We love you.
We've got you.
Okay, well, let's at least get on to the thing. The thing I said we'll get to later, and
Okay.
that is, I brought up yesterday that I saw a tweet that was, can we normalize bashing people until they all go to Ableton?
Right? Yeah. What is it? DAW.
DOW War
Yeah. Door war.
Digital Audio Workstation.
No. No.
No.
Because number one,
That was me first year of uni.
Yeah.
That was me being like, everyone get on the Ableton train, come on.
Ableton is great, but it's great for its own reasons. It's great because it encourages experimentation, and it encourages you to do more live performance and just more be more experimental with the music production.
What I like the most about Ableton is it gets out of my fucking way.
Yeah, there's not like 300 like Fruit Loops has like 500 tabs that open and then
And then, like, when I was using Logic, it's just like sub-menus upon sub-menus to find everything.
yeah, it's that yeah, like when you fucking when you want to put an effect on your mixer, right? you have to go to the mixer itself, click on the mixer, add button, and then it loads up a little fucking menu. And then you go through and you find like the rough area of where the VST that you want to plug into it is. And then you click on that one, then that opens up another menu, and then you find the one that you're looking for there. And it's like, why? Like when you were Ableton, it's all on the left.
Yeah.
Everything you'll
Can you
ever
see the anxiety going over my face as you describe that?
everything you ever need and everything you'll ever need is always going to be on
And
the
guess
left.
what? You can make little custom menus to go to the things you go to the most often.
I know that once I actually started utilizing that, changed my fucking life.
Or like being able to like be like effects that I go to like on every single track. Drag.
Yeah, exactly. Like
Oh, okay. There's a little feature of Ableton that I want to incorporate. Do you know that you can change the default way Ableton loads? So when you open a new project, it will have all the channels you want.
oh yeah,
And like say like you want like, oh, I want 3 serums and all that. I want to get through and do that.
yeah. Well, I mean, I had that with Fruity Loops.
Okay.
Yeah, I had it set up. So
Yeah, I'm
then,
sure it's like a very common feature. It's just like something I really want to get into.
Yeah, and because I was watching Disclosure, they've been streaming live on Twitch. They had not Guy. It was Guy from Disclosure. What's his name? The Disclosure brothers, by the way, Guy and Howard. Yeah. So Guy was going through. He's the like engineer of it, and then Howard's the musician or the instrumentalist of the two. And the guy was going through their projects, and they do it all on Pro Tools, not Pro Tools. Pro Tools?
I'm pretty sure they do Ableton, because I'm pretty sure they have a redundant, at least for their live setups, they've got a redundant Ableton setup.
Oh, they have Ableton. Like, they use Ableton, but they don't use Ableton as their main.
Well, I don't know, because I haven't seen their streams.
Pro Tools is the industry standard, right?
Pro Tools is like Pro Tools is what we use at uni for audio recording. It's like the industry standard for studios.
Right.
I wouldn't...
What's the...
Logic?
Logic.
Right.
Right, that's what I was trying to think of. They use Logic as their main door.
I'm a do... Like, I know we're talking about how we shouldn't bash audio workstations. Fuck Logic. When I had it on my laptop, I renamed it to GarageBand Pro.
What it is? Like, in order to initiate Logic, you go into GarageBand and you activate the advancent settings. Of course, you have to pay for them, but
that's pretty much what Logic is. It's just like advanced GarageBand.
yeah, I remember like I went and stayed with my girlfriend. Like it was like a year or so ago, and I was like, I left my laptop at home. And I used to live like not ages away, but further than I could walk. And I was like, fuck, I just kind of want to make some music. So I grabbed a laptop and I downloaded GarageBand and I opened it up and I was like,
Logic.
crazy. Except it's harder to use. Yeah, which is crazy to think about because Logic's already fucking hard to use.
Oh god, so hard.
But like in saying that, so Ableton
I like
was
Logic.
fucking impossible.
I like Logic for mixing because I did in last year of high school. I did a achievement standard thing, where it's just like we got given stems and we were like told to mix music.
Yeah.
For our thing, and I was like, "Cool, I can do this. This is what I've been doing like without like what I've been doing in class for the past like 2 years when I'm supposed to be doing real work."
Nice.
So I did that, and I was like, did it through Logic, and I was like, "Oh, I like Logic for mixing just audio."
Yeah.
Then I was like, "And open Ableton again."
Yeah. Well, like that's the thing. They use so they Disclosure. They use Ableton as a VST plugin pretty much.
Oh yeah, like using Rewire.
Yeah, they use Ableton as like through Rewire into like I think they've got like 3 separate tracks on their Logic Session.
Yeah.
That is just Ableton based.
Yeah. Well, that's like similar to the Andrew Hong video, 4 Producers, 1 Sample. Zomboy, his process is make all the basses in Ableton, stem it out, take it into Logic.
The fact that he like made all the bass for it and like all like the main synths for it,
When
and then put the drums under it, over top of it.
Yeah, when he did that, my mind was like, "What?"
Sorry, the majority. I would assume that like the large majority of producers start with drums, right? Or they start with like a
I start with like the sound design and then make drums immediately after.
just to like get a feel for the
Yeah,
track
like knowing
itself.
how it's gonna be. But making the entire track without drums and then taking it into Logic,
It's
like so, you makes the core of the track in Ableton, stems that out,
Yeah.
adds embellishments and drums in Logic. But also, why the fuck would you want to use Logic for drums?
I don't know. If anything, I'd use Fruity Loops for drums.
I mean, I like Ableton's drum rack.
Ableton's drum rack is good. Fruity Loops drum processing knocks hard.
True. I mean, there's the whole conversation of like you just need to make Ableton peak a little bit to make it knock as hard as the Fruity Loops.
Well, that's the thing. Like, Ableton's got a perceived loudness meter as well as actual decibel reading meter
Yep.
on the master chain.
Yeah.
And I only just learned this recently. That when it's peaking, it's not actually peaking. Like the perceived loudness is fucking plus 3 decibels, but the actual peak decibel rating is like still negative 0.5, right? So I think in order for it to like actually sound as good as Fruity Loops,
Ableton is very clean.
yeah, that was like one big thing that I noticed coming from Fruity Loops into Ableton was everything that I made was so much clearer and cleaner and sounded so much more. I wouldn't say professional because it didn't sound professional, but it sounded more
Crisp.
crisp. Yeah, like a nice juicy apple.
Yeah. Or, oh god, this is like the most left field thing. But did you know that Pringles come in a bag now?
What?
I know. I got some of my groceries. I'm kind of hyped.
Where the fuck did that come from?
You see crisp, I was like, crisps.
All right, guys, you heard it here first.
Pringles.
Pringles now in a bag. Are they just Lay's?
Lay's coming in a tube as well.
Yeah, but Lay's are in a bag.
Oh my god, true.
Yeah. Pringles, unoriginal idea. 0 out of 10. Do not subscribe.
Have you seen Disjointed?
Is that like show with Adam? No, what's his name? I with the guy with the long hair and they smoke weed.
Yeah, it's a dispensary. It's a sitcom dispensary show.
Oh, maybe I don't.
Oh, it's amazing, and they have like it's a Netflix original.
Okay, no, I don't.
I know it's going to turn a whole lot of people off, but it's made by the same people who made by the same person who made Big Bang Theory. I know it's going to turn a lot of people off, but I think it's like I like the Big Bang Theory because I grew up on it, so it clicked in nicely for me, and I'm a stoner.
Fair enough. If I am to put my own opinion in here as well, I don't think it's that great.
Yeah, I don't think it's like an amazing TV show. I just enjoy it.
Yeah. There are funny parts,
Yeah,
but it's just, ugh.
yeah. It's like I've seen the videos on like explaining like why it's bad. I'm like, yeah, I see it now, but it's never gonna leave.
Yeah. It's like Family Guy. Like Family Guy's like most people will tell you Family Guy's shit,
Oh yeah.
right? But it's still fucking funny.
Oh yeah, like yeah, sure. Their gags are like they have one thing.
Remember when I did that back then?
And then cutaway.
20-minute cutaway to that.
Yeah. Oh, the entire episode's a cutaway.
Yeah.
But no, anyway, Disjointed. They have like all these. Like, they have their own ads they put in. Most of them are like fake brands that they just made up for the show because
Right.
it's Netflix original. They like have like ads it goes to, but one of them is just like two stoners sitting on a couch eating a big bag of Lay's, and then just the end of it's like Lay's. They're just like it's just them sitting there stoned as fuck, reaching into a bag of Lay's chips, and then it just cuts to a Lay's logo and goes Lay's, and then goes back to the show. I'm like, oh my god,
Yeah, that's fucking funny. It reminds me of
Lay's.
the not quite as funny, but still quite humorous. Been watching Futurama.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you've seen me using your Plex.
I occasionally check in, especially when I'm about to shut my PC down. It's like, is anyone watching my watching stuff on my media servers? Like, yeah, PC staying on tonight.
But yeah, I've been watching Futurama. I realized that you don't actually have all the episodes. Yeah.
Yeah, that's me, completionist.
No, you don't have all the episodes.
I don't.
No.
Oh,
You've only
crap.
got 9 episodes of season 1, and there's 13 episodes.
Okay, I'll get to that.
Yeah. Anyway, and I was watching an episode, and it was the episode started with Fry. He was having a dream, and it was about like these fucking this pair of underwear, and in the episode they talk about how in the future, and the time that it's there, I think it's the year 3000 that they're in, that ads are now projected into your dreams by gamma rays.
Oh my god.
And like halfway through the episode he goes into another dream and like all this shit happens, and then just as it cuts away it's like this ad sponsored by blank. Like wakes up and he's like, what the fuck? Oh, great episode. Like, fucking Futurama is great. I never used to like it when I was a kid, but I think
Oh, I always liked it. Like, whenever it come on, I'm like, fuck yeah. Simpsons, but a little bit better.
Yeah, Simpsons, but a little bit more risque.
Yeah.
Bang, 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 copyright.
Yep. Oh, the fact you've said that, I can perfectly transition to another one of our topics.
Okay, what's that?
Consoles, but I want to leapboard into that with, in Overwatch, how you can, like, shoot the bells to play the theme tune to Futurama.
An Overwatch.
Yeah, in Overwatch, there's a level. At the starting point, there's 3 bells, and you can shoot them in sequence to play the Futurama theme tune.
Yes.
I can't remember the name of the map.
Yeah.
But there's one map where there's 3 bells in the, I think it's like to carry the load, payload.
Yeah. I remember the map. But that just reminded me of Counter-Strike on Inferno. The old Inferno for all those OGs out there. In OG Inferno, they had these like 3 bells in the spawn point for T's terrorists.
Yeah.
And I remember you'd shoot those and in like rounds that your entire team's dead, and it'll just be you. You'll just run back to spawn and just shoot the bells and just wait for them to come and get you. Yeah, no, I can't remember. I fucking Overwatch seems like a fucking lifetime ago.
Oh, yeah.
Is Overwatch still a thing?
I think so, because I played it a decent amount maybe last year or the year before, because I remember me, flatmates, and...
Me flatmate.
me flatmate. Me, flatmate.
Right.
And at time girlfriend got it on a Humble Bundle. Well, they got it on a Humble Bundle. I already had it because I played in high school.
Right. Sorry. You keep saying like you're doing shit in high school, and I was like, Overwatch came out in like 2016.
Yeah, I'm a young boy. But yeah, remember playing it then. It was still very much populated and never had a problem finding games.
I mean, like I didn't.
It's that kind of game that I don't think the population will ever really fully drop off.
No, and I feel like it's going to pick up now anyway due to the fact that Overwatch 2's been released.
Oh yeah,
probably. I think it's next year.
Who knows? Everything's been so out of whack now. I'm sure it's supposed to be released this year.
Yeah. You know what I'm pissed off about?
What?
Batman 2021. It's been postponed to Batman 2022.
Oh no. Do you know what I'm annoyed about?
What?
Dying Light 2 being postponed with no like.
It's been postponed to when? Tune in next time. we probably avoid that answer again. Yeah, Dying Light was a great game.
Yeah.
But that game is terrible until you get the grappling hook, and only then does it become fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember the infected game mode.
The amount of time that Nami has put into that fucking game. She's played through it, I think, 3 to 4 times.
Jesus.
She's probably put in easily like multiple hundreds of hours into that game.
Is there a new game plus?
What?
Is there a new game plus for that? For Dying Light?
Yeah, there is some DLC. So you mean?
No, new game plus. So like when you beat the game, you can start the game over again and it'll be like a harder difficulty, but you keep everything that you got in your last.
No, I don't think there is. I just know that she played through it the first time on like normal, and then like just went straight to the extreme.
Jesus
Mode
Christ!
for the second time through.
Lord Almighty.
She's way too good at Dying Light. Because like she'd be like, "Oh, we should play Dying Light." It's like, yeah, but you're like so many levels ahead of me, and I get fucking destroyed.
It's you when you play Rocket League with me.
Yeah.
It's you when you play any games with me.
Yeah.
Except for Battlefield.
Yeah.
That game I've never played in my life.
That's the game I started on and still plays it today, so I've got the advantage.
You know, I'm not letting it down. So I'm going to get a PC and I'm going to become pro Battlefield player.
Oh, shit. God, that wouldn't take much effort for you because it's just the first person. It's just translation of, oh, no.
Yeah. I just need to get used to mouse and keyboard again. It's been like 2 years since I've used a mouse and keyboard. Well,
I want to play some more Warzone, even though it's like still a meme. I want to play some more Warzone.
fucking Warzone's great.
Yeah.
I still play it like once every 2 weeks, I think.
Yeah. Well, we should take some time to play Warzone. But anyway, what we're trying to talk about was the new consoles.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking the PlayStation 5, how to turn it on horizontal.
Yeah. Yeah, and yeah, it's their approach has definitely been like, this is the center focus of your living room.
Yeah. I just can't fucking.
It's like, take the screw out, put it into a little hole that is perfectly sized for this one screw. You won't lose it, yeah, sure, but that is just like, that is Japanese engineering to a T. Like, so precise, so like, everything's thought out.
I just can't believe that they had to release a video on how to turn.
Did they release a video just on how to turn it on? Because I'm pretty sure you told me this the other day.
It wasn't just for that, but you wouldn't have known that unless you watched a video on how to turn your.
It was the full teardown, and they just did.
Yeah, but like in that video, they covered the fact that you can't just turn it on its side and it works. You have to unplug it, undo the base,
the base, and
screw it into another part. I can't even remember. I didn't watch it because I was like, I laughed too hard and I had to stop the video. Yeah, but like the fact that you have to like go through this process in order to turn your console on its side, and like I get it with the Xbox. I'm pretty sure with the Xbox 360, you couldn't just turn your.
No, those things had flat sides, didn't they?
No, they did, but like,
but they had the vents on the side, so you had to like lift it up a little bit.
no, it was like it was either with the Xbox 360 or the Xbox One when they first got released. You couldn't just turn it on its side with the disc in it, otherwise it would chew up the disc.
Oh yeah, no, that was a 360. Yeah,
Yeah, it was 360. Yeah. Which was a problem, and they were like, let's not do anything like that again. And they haven't, and they won't ever. But for some reason, PlayStation went. I don't know why they do such risky shit with their fucking releases.
Well, so the thing, like with the PlayStation 3, they went to this whole like weird 6-core cell architecture that was really hard to develop for.
Yeah, and what they went with like the DualShock 3 controller as well, which was like they're like, oh, everything's motion controlled now.
Yeah, like, and that was used in like 3 games.
Yeah, and like I get it, like Nintendo Wii would play like took off and everyone loved it, but like Nintendo Wii's its own thing.
Yeah, Nintendo is like. I think like people need to learn that Nintendo are going to be over in their own camp throwing paint at the wall.
Yeah, they're not making a console. They're making a games they're making their own entertainment system that works entirely in its own right.
That being said, I play so much Rocket League on my Switch.
Well, yeah, but Rocket League on a Switch is not playing Rocket League.
I'm better on my Switch than I am on PlayStation now.
Yeah, but I bet I'm still better with an Xbox 360 controller.
Leave me alone.
I mean, like maybe I don't know.
Oh no, there's definitely like you're definitely still gonna be better than me.
Yeah, but like I wasn't gonna say that because I'm humble, yo. Sit down.
Throwbacks.
But I don't know if there are any pro Rocket League players that primarily play on Nintendo Switch, and if they do, I want to know who they are and I want to search them up. So I might do that after this.
Yeah. I think the Switch is a very good like conditioning tool because I can just pick up my Switch and just be like play Rocket League out of like pure like convenience.
Yeah.
I was like lean back in my chair, start playing Rocket League in my like in a handheld console, which to me is just like mind blown.
Yeah. You know what we should do?
What?
We should play. After this, we should play some Rocket League first.
Yeah.
Of all. Second of all,
And I should play on my Switch and you should play on PlayStation.
yeah, because since you're better on the Switch,
A little bit.
and I like having the whole screen to be able to see.
I mean, I get a whole screen as well. I just get a little one.
Yeah, it's a win-win.
You get 55-inch screen, and I get a 7-inch screen.
But you're better with it.
I'm also right here,
Yeah, exactly. You hold it at the same, so it scales to the same size.
and I can use the recline on my couch.
Yeah, and I'll sit forward like the sweating gaming nerd I am.
Perfect. Okay, that's post podcast planned.
Sweet. I also think I might, if you will let me, kind of try and play some Warzone on your. Oh no, there'll be another update.
And also, I don't have PlayStation Plus.
No, I was gonna say on your PC.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah. I've been watching like a lot of first-person shooters on PC, and I was like, I'm gonna do it again.
Yeah, you can play on like. Yeah, I mean, realistically, we've gone so long with this podcast. It's almost 4.
Oh my fuck.
Yeah. I've got to go get groceries at 6, so inevitably you'll still probably be here at that point. You can just play some Warzone on my PC while I go and get groceries.
Just gonna hang out here.
Yeah.
This is my room now.
Oh, shit. You know the code and everything on how to get in here. It's like...
I still don't use the code to get in the front
like-
your door because I just feel weird about it. So knock. Even though I use the code to get into the downstairs and come up the elevator.
Well, that's just convenience for me.
Yeah. Like I don't want him to leave his room.
Yeah, I just tell people the code now. I'm just like, I cannot be bothered.
Yeah. Like what are you gonna do? Fuck it.
Okay, well, new consoles. Who do you think... Okay, if you were to buy a console, money is no object. Which one are you getting?
I'll get PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
any day of the week. Even though, like, right, I just spent like 20 minutes ripping into the fact that you have to like the design aspect of it questionable.
Controller, silly.
Controller also silly, but the games on it are.
Oh yeah.
I get that.
Like, there's a new Ratchet and Clank coming out that has ray tracing. Oh my god.
Daddy, please. Spider-Man Miles Morales. Mm-hmm. Yo. Fucking next gen graphics as well. Not like Spider-Man Spider-Man PS4 needed like a graphics update, but they released it with the graphics update. Why'd they replace the face? Did you see that?
What?
In the remastered version of Spider-Man PS4, right? They've changed Peter Parker's face
to
a different model. Like they've modeled Peter Parker as a different person. For I don't know why.
Like, it makes sense if maybe they made it like Tom Holland's face or something.
Nope.
But no.
Nope. Just another different character.
Another random person I don't know.
Like there's probably a reason behind it. I haven't done my research into it, but they have changed the main character's face.
Okay. We're now turning into a pop culture rumor podcast.
Okay, what's going on?
I heard a thing. The previous Andrew Garfield and what's the other one?
Tobey Maguire.
Tobey Maguire, yeah.
Are you talking about the multiverse?
Yep.
With Wonder Visions opening the multiverse, so potentially Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire coming back as Spider-Man.
I've seen things that they're in the next Spider-Man movie. Rumors.
I don't think, like, if anything, I don't want to get my hopes up. Right? Number one, I would love to see them come back. Mm-hmm. Like, okay.
I mean, Andrew Garfield I can live without, but Tobey Maguire, come back.
I mean, look, yes, but also, like, Andrew Garfield, right? The Amazing Spider-Mans, 1 and 2, are not so amazing. But hear me out. Every single scene that Spider-Man is in The Amazing Spider-Man 2 is fucking incredible to look at. I don't know when the last time.
I haven't gone back in a long time. I need to go see it.
If you haven't watched that movie recently, just go back and I watched them. So me and my flatmate, we've been going through and watching every single Spider-Man movie. So we watched Spider-Man 1, Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man 3, the what the fuck's his name? The Tobey Maguire was. Yeah. And then we watched Andrew Garfield 1 and 2. I mean, Spider-Man 1 and 2.
That's a very good use of your time.
Yeah, it is. So every Monday we go and get dinner. We get takeaways, and then we come back to the flat and we watch a Spider-Man movie, and then we usually pass out watching it. So we like rewatch it the next day. Yeah, and where the last one we watched was Amazing Spider-Man 2, and I remember that movie being absolute trash. Don't get me wrong, it's not good. But I think if that movie was just about Electro and there was nobody else a part of it, and like I get like Rhino was touched in there, and I don't know if you know the Spider-Man very well, but like Rhino was in there a little bit, and then fucking Goblin was in there. You didn't need Norman Osborn. You didn't need Harry in there. You didn't need the Green Goblin. If it was just a movie about Electro, that movie was really good. And it was really good up until the end of the Battle of Electro.
I need to go back and watch it.
Yeah, go back and watch it, because like you watch the entire movie and it's like, wow, like the Electro has he's got a compelling storyline, right? He is a likable. Well, he's not like he's a likable character, right? And
justifiable, I guess.
He's justifiable, right? What he does, the reason that he does it, is understandable. And that's only because they've justified the reason for him doing it all.
So when you look at Thanos, it's like, maybe the world would be better with less people.
Yeah, exactly. And like the thing that makes a good villain is somebody who is kind of relatable in what they're doing. Like, granted, the things that they're doing aren't good things. They're doing bad things. But they're still like, you're like, I get it, right?
Yeah.
Like, you shouldn't be doing that, but come on, man. Like, you know, it makes them a more likable character. Mm-hmm. And Jamie Foxx's Electro was a very likable character. From the start, he was just like, he got fucking picked on, and everyone hated him. Granted, it was like everybody went out of their way to just be a dick to him.
Right.
Like the entire movie, it's like everybody else in the movie, everybody else is nice and normal. But as soon as Jamie Foxx's character enters the room, every single other character is a cunt, and they're such dickheads. Like, they just fucking walk up, and it's like his birthday, like right at the start before he turns into Electro. They're like. Fucking Ryan from The Office, the intern, I haven't watched The Office.
No, this is American Office, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched like the first two episodes and was like, I don't like this.
It's fucking good, man. You should watch it through. If you want.
I have the first season on my media server, so I should maybe.
Yeah, it's easy. Like I think I watched the first season in like a night. It's not hard. Anyway, but yeah, and he's like, Jamie Foxx's character is talking about how he designed the grid that they're using for like the entire city's electrical grid, and how Norman Osborn stole the idea and all this shit. And he's just like, yeah, you designed the grid, and I'm Spider-Man. And he's just like being a fucking absolute dick about it. And I'm like, why is everyone being such an asshole to this man? Like, nobody's really this mean. Not in like real world. And like, I get it, it's in a movie, but nobody else in the movie is that mean unless he's in the fucking room. Why did they write everyone's such an asshole? But yeah, it did justify the way that the character would be develop throughout it. So like, I get it, but contextually, it didn't make sense for the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, fuck. Cut the movie in half because it's like 2.5 hours long. Get rid of Harry Osborn. Get rid of all the Osborn part of it. Nobody cares about it. Just have it Electro and Spider-Man. Just break up with fucking Gwen Stacy already. Nobody cares. And that's my review of Spider-Man, The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Well, when you're finished all the Spider-Man movies, let me know and you can then borrow the PlayStation.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, me and Cam can play through Spider-Man together.
Yeah.
Oh, now we go.
Yeah.
Got my Monday sorted. Oh shit, I'm here Mondays.
We can record podcast Tuesdays, like we are today.
True. No, because we have to do a bad one on Monday. We're on Tuesday.
True. Yeah, that's right. That's our formula now.
Yeah, so we'll do like.
Also, I foresee us becoming a podcast network because we've covered so many topics in this. We could make 3 different podcasts out of this.
Yeah.
So High Voltage is about to become a podcast network.
Yeah. Substation Radio, which is. Yeah, I don't know what would nail like Substation Radio down to. Maybe
I think we should like keep Substation Radio being like music.
Yeah, which would make sense because it's radio, talkback.
Yeah,
I can just talkback radio. Oh yeah, I should put my number on the. I'll buy a burner phone,
I was like, yeah, you can put your number.
and if you want to call up and have a chat with us live on air, live in the studio with live in
or we could
the
just do it
TV.
with Discord.
Oh yeah, or Discord. Sign up to a Discord. Sign up to a Patreon for the aforementioned nudes.
Maddie's the only one contributing to that one, apparently.
Yeah, you want to see more? Oh, he's got nudges there.
And we're demonetized.
This 24-year-old doesn't know how to grow body hair.
Do we want to cover any more topics, or have we had enough?
I don't know what else did you have to talk about.
Okay,
and I'll decide.
These can either be a teaser for next week, or a tantalizing. We shall keep talking.
Right.
Skater XL and other skater games.
Right.
Releases we should talk about regardless.
Yes.
The tattoo idea.
I think we should just leave the tattoo idea out of context. And
Perfect. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. It'll keep people wondering.
Yeah, like, what do you mean tattoo idea?
Yeah. The Subtronics EP.
Yes. Oh, actually.
Huh?
Because we talked about that yesterday, and I was saying I was going to message him.
Oh yeah. You're gonna message him now.
No, I messaged him earlier today.
Oh yeah.
He hasn't seen it.
Damn.
Yeah, that was like 4 hours ago. So.
What else we got? So the Subtronics EP, Tattoo Idea releases, skater games, and we did also talk about like just talk about like YouTube and their like the way you use YouTube for a little bit, but I feel like that's not very relevant.
Not really.
Do we want to talk about like any of those things?
I think we should talk about releases.
Yeah, of course we will talk about releases.
Yeah.
I think we should say that at the end though. So are we gonna wrap it up on releases?
Let's real quickly talk about Subtronics.
Okay.
Because I did I really liked that. Why did a fucking voice there?
The broken code thing?
Yeah, Broken Code. The fact that their entire song's just satire and
Yeah.
it's a piss take.
Intentionally ignorant, to quote the man himself.
Yeah, I love that shit. Yeah, and what I was saying to you about the fact that, like, number one, I love Subtronics. Don't get me wrong, I love them. But I was,
What got you into dubstep?
yeah, it's what got me into like dubstep again. So like, if that's to say anything, but I wasn't a big fan of String Theory. Only the first half of it, because it was just, I don't know. Like I like the fact that he
He went full chonk.
yeah, it was just full just
It was also like it wasn't even it was like jong, 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 jong.
yeah.
Like that sort of rhythm that's just like full on, just like noise explosion on each beat.
It's very aggressive, and like a lot of people love it, and I respect that. But I got turned on to dubstep from like Nuclear Bass Face.
It's not as wook enough for you.
Yeah, apparently I'm wook. I'm wook. Apparently,
You're a full wook.
wook.
Yeah. Did you see a story earlier today? He's fucking throwing the thing around.
Yeah, you know what? I think you're right. Their string's much longer.
I don't think I see that, but yeah.
Oh, like ages ago, not like today. But fucking Christ.
But yeah, Sweets Kendama, if you want to sponsor us, please.
Yeah, I want to get good, and I can't get good with this
$3.50.
not good kendama, because if it had sweats kendama written across here and was made of better and more high quality material, then I'm sure I would be better at making doing
the whirlwind.
But because I do not have such quality of kendama that you could potentially supply, I can't chase my dreams and become the professional kendamatist.
What he's trying to say is he wants to go full work, and he wants you to sponsor him in his efforts to go full work. And I also would really appreciate Nice Sweets Kendama as well.
Yeah, I'll give him one.
I like how we're out here with our 8 subscribers and just like talking to brands like they'll hear us.
Yeah, I don't know. You never know. I'll tweet them.
Yeah. We'll release this podcast and we'll tweet Sweets Kendama and be like, sponsor this podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
We have no clear ambition.
But we've got a lot of ambition.
Yeah, we've got a lot of ambition. We've just got no clear course we're going to take in this podcast because we'll talk about everything and anything.
Yeah. And saying that,
I think that's I think that will take us nicely on to releases.
yeah. So John's album, love it. Go listen to it. I need to listen to it again, like more properly. But it was alright. Last 3 songs are definitely fucking bangers, but the first 4 are just like.
First of all, just like, okay, this will go good live.
Yeah. I'll throw the fuck down and I'll break the rail with that shit. In order to like listen to it outside of that scenario, which is what I kind of talked about.
Yeah, like we were talking about how
it was like designed to play live, and like
because he's back doing the drive-in shows and all that.
Yeah, and
headphone music versus live music.
Headphone music versus live music. Also, the mix downs of his tracks seem very empty.
Oh yeah.
Which is what I messaged him about, and like, I'm not really expecting a reply, mainly because I just assumed that his like DMs are fucking packed.
What you should do is post onto the Cyclops Army Facebook page. That will get a response. He's very active on there.
Yeah, but then also like the admin on there, he's very open about how much shit, and like they have to go through and approve every single post.
Oh my God.
He said it was like backed up to like 150 posts like a couple of days ago.
Far out.
Yeah, so like even then there's still like a massive waiting game.
Oh well.
Yeah.
Someday he'll hear from us.
Someday, yeah. When we release music and then actually become valid musicians, you'll be like, oh yeah, no.
Speaking of releasing music, I've got a song coming out soon.
You do have a song
on the
coming
23rd.
out. Oh, you remember the date?
Yeah, I remember this time. Well, yesterday I did not remember, and Maddie remembered, and it was kind of embarrassing.
Yeah, Friday 23rd of October, Pig is being released.
Yeah, Pig has been released. It was previewed on last Friday's stream, so if you want to go back and have a look at that.
Yep, skip the first hour because it's me just being bad.
And then like skip most of my set because I realised I need to practice DJing more.
Yeah, no, actually, I won't listen to the whole thing because fuck it, why not? But yeah, Kids has been released. Not Kids. Pig is being released.
Watch me go and announce your track now.
You're gonna play it next stream, and you're gonna play it while I'm away, and you're gonna announce it while I'm not here.
Don't tempt me.
Don't do that, please. I'll cry.
I mean, we've already penciled in the date for it, so I can just be like,
This is true. I may or may not have a track coming out in the next couple of weeks, but that's not important. What is important is that Pig is coming out on the 23rd of October, Friday. Be coming out on every single streaming platform. Wherever you can listen to music, it'll be there.
yeah, I need to still submit it to DRM, so it may be a little delayed, but 23rd is when it should be out.
23rd is when it should be out. If you want
Watch the space for updates.
Yeah, watch the space. Links below in our description to find Alex's Instagram,
yeah.
and that's where you want to go to learn more about that.
Yep, watch me have a social media addiction.
Yeah, watch Alex have a social media addiction. Check out his story because it's sometimes got stuff on it.
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes I try and like keep people up to date with what I'm doing.
Yeah, you know what? Your story's quite mellow. I also mine. I go through like stages of whether or not I'm going to be like blasting my story for like a week, and then for like the next 2 weeks I don't post anything, and then for like another week after.
My story is fairly consistent. Like every other day or something, I'll try and get something on there.
I think I need to do that. I just get like
Well, the
So excited.
like the official media strategy that I've like not official, but like, the like advised media strategy that I've seen there say post something on your like post a post to Instagram every second day,
post.
and then yeah, an actual post.
Jesus.
I don't know how you do that. And then put up a story, like put up at least one story every day, at least. Ideally, like multiple stories each day.
Yeah,
But that's like when you're getting to like a level of like media influence.
I need to do a bit of research into that. But in saying that, go follow our Instagram at @high_vault_ on Instagram and Facebook. Links are in the description for our link tree.
Yeah. All links to every one of our socials will be in the description, so you know where to find it.
Exactly. And in saying that, I think we might wrap this up, Alex.
I think it might be about time.
Yeah. So, thank you for tuning in to Substation Radio, podcast hosted by yours truly. My name is Maddie.
My name is Alex.
Yeah. We are just kind of people.
Yeah.
We make music.
We take ourselves way too seriously.
Yeah. But hey, who else is going to? Nobody else is.
Yeah. You got to take yourself seriously before anyone else will.
Exactly.
Okay.
We stream live every Friday at 8 p.m. New Zealand Standard Time. Usually doing a DJ stream. Sometimes we might do something else, depending. We like to fuck around, but we also like to do very serious things.
Yeah.
If you want to check us out, like I said, links in the description. Other than that, have a lovely day.
Yeah. See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey, Alex.
Yes.
Welcome to the credits. This is the end of the podcast. This is the parts that's playing afterwards with the end credits.
Oh,
Thanks for watching.
thank you.
Yeah, welcome. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.